AI is everywhere right now. And if you're in private practice or med spa, you probably heard you should be using it. In fact, I've made videos on how to use it in your business. But here's the problem. Most owners are either ignoring AI completely and leaving serious time and money on the table, or they're using it in ways that are actually hurting their practice. Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm a consultant who works with private practice physicians and med spas every single day. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest AI mistakes I see owners making, both things they're not doing and the things they are doing but probably shouldn't be doing. Because getting this right isn't about saving time. It can directly impact your revenue, your patient retention, and your reputation. So let's get into it. The first thing I see is not using AI to reduce no-shows. Quick question. Do you know what your current no-show rate is? And what are you actually doing about it? Because most practices and med spas that I work with, no-show rates are anywhere from 10 to 30%. And that is a huge revenue leak. Most offices are still relying on basic reminders, or worse, having staff manually call patients. But AI can take this even farther. You can send smart reminders, follow-ups, and reschedule prompts, and even adjust timing based on patient behavior. So instead of just a reminder, it's actively helping fill your schedule. And here's the part most owners miss. Even a small reduction can actually lead to thousands of dollars per month in recovered revenue. Same staff, same schedule, just fewer empty slots. The key takeaway here is if you're not using AI to reduce your no-shows, you're leaving one of the fastest ROI opportunities on the table. Number 2, not using AI for patient follow-ups and recalls. Let me ask you this. What happens when a patient leaves? Does anyone actually follow up? Because in most practices and med spas that I see, it's super inconsistent, or it doesn't happen at all. No post-op visit check-in, no recall reminders, and no review requests. And that's where a lot of revenue gets left behind. AI fixes this. It can automatically send follow-ups after the visits. Things like reminding patients when their next follow-up appointment is, or was scheduled, or maybe when they're due to come back and they need to schedule an appointment. And for med spas, it can drive rebooking without your staff having to chase people down. So instead of hoping patients return, you're building a system that brings them back. And this is the bigger picture. Your growth isn't just about new patients, it's about increasing a lifetime value of the ones that you already have. So here's the key takeaway. Retention isn't a feeling, it's a system. And AI makes that system automatic. Number 3, posting AI content without editing it. Have you ever posted something and it sounded like a robot wrote it? That's the problem with set it and forget it AI content. It might save time, but it quietly damages your brand. Patients can tell when something feels generic or inauthentic. And in healthcare, trust is everything. There's also a bigger picture that most people overlook. If you're putting any patient information in a public AI tool, that's a huge HIPAA risk, so don't do it. Now, this isn't just about marketing. It's about protecting your practice. Here's the right way to think about it. AI should give you a starting point, not the final product. It can help you draft things much faster, but you still need to add your own voice, your tone, and your real patient perspective. So here's the key takeaway. Use AI to write your draft, but you make it sound like you before you even post it. Number 4, using AI chatbots without having a human handoff plan. If your chatbot gives the patient the wrong information, then what happens? Because this is where I see a lot of practices get into trouble. They set up a chat box, they turn it on, and assume it's handled. But then it gives the wrong price or the wrong availability, or they can't even answer the question at all. And then there's no escalation, no clear way for a patient to get a real person. And here's the reality. A bad bot experience is often worse than no bot experience at all, because now you frustrated the patient and lost trust before they even walk through your door. The goal is not to replace your team, it's to support your team. A good step looks like this. The chatbot handles the basics, answers common questions, captures information, and then seamlessly hands it off to a human. That's where the relationship actually gets built. The key takeaway here is that AI can handle volume, but humans close the relationships. Okay, number 5. Not using AI to understand your own business data. Do you actually know what services are the most profitable in your practice? Or which months you lose the most patients? Because most owners already have this data. It's in their EMR, or your booking system, or your reports, but it's not being used. So revenue dips, retention drops, and no-show rates spike. And no one notices until months later. This is where AI and simple dashboards make a huge difference. They pull everything together and show you patterns automatically in a clear way. You'll see what's growing, what's declining, and where you're losing money. So instead of reacting after the fact, you can catch problems early and fix them before they get worse. That's the shift from guessing to actually knowing what's going on in your business. So the key takeaway here is the insights are already in your practice. You just need a system to see them, which is why we created the KPI Intelligence Dashboard for physicians and med spas specifically. So click the link in the descriptions to learn more. Look, AI isn't going anywhere, and the gap between owners who use it well and those who don't is only getting bigger. The good news is you don't have to learn everything at once. Even just fixing one or two of these mistakes can have a real impact in your revenue, your retention, and how much time you spend on something that could be automated. So start simple. Fix your no-shows, improve your follow-ups, and start actually looking at your data. And speaking of data, if you want a simple way to figure out what's really happening in your practice, watch this next video on the one tool every medical practice owner needs. I'll show you exactly how to get a clear view of your numbers without spreadsheets or complicated software. So I'll see you in the next video.